Hey everyone, CYPRUS here. Welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me for another video. In this video I wanted to change things up a little bit and show you all another aspect of my collection. Now, the majority of my videos so far have been all about bullion, coins, bars, and I've done a video showing my collection of old and current circulated coins. But I also have this chest here, and in this chest I have a collection of silver coins from countries from around the world. And even though there are some really cool pieces from different countries, I'd have to say that some of my favorites are US coins. Now, I love US coins and currency in general. I have a handful of circulated US coins. I have some notes. This very cool silver certificate. This for a time could actually be exchanged for physical silver, but that's a topic for another time. I have these here, which are various denominations: dimes, quarters, half dollars, dollars. Most of them 90% silver, except for the one Kennedy half dollar, which is 40%. Also referred to as constitutional silver or junk silver. I have some more in this pouch. My goal is to get that filled up at some point, but in no rush to do that. This absolutely gorgeous little buffalo nickel, one of my favorite pieces. Now, this one's quite worn, you can't even see the date on it. I think it was advertised as 1919, but who knows. Just love the design. I'd really like to get a much better condition one day. I know it's not silver, but I still think it's really, really cool. But my absolute favorite of all the US coinage, and this is not talking about the bullion 1 ounce American silver eagle, just circulated currency. So my absolute favorite has to be the Morgan dollar. It's just such a gorgeous coin. I absolutely love it. So I thought I would do a video on it. And this video is very much thanks to the Stack Collector and also to McDonald Bullion for inspiring me to actually get it done. I've had it in mind for a while, but the Stack Collector, for one, has been putting polls on his page asking all his subscribers to vote for which coin he reviews in his videos. And I saw he mentioned US dollar, and in conversation he asked me, because I voted for the dollar, he said if it won, would I prefer him to review the Peace dollar or the Morgan dollar? And I said it has to be the Morgan. But then it got me thinking, well, I could do a video on the Morgan. But also McDonald Bullion, he also has an amazing collection of Morgans. He's actually doing a date run with all the different mint marks and variations and stuff. So very, very cool. If you guys aren't subscribed to them, definitely go check them out. They're both an absolute wealth of knowledge when it comes to lots of different coins. And coincidentally, they just did a midweek stack chat on the Stack Collectors channel, which was absolutely amazing. Lots of great topics. Go check that out as well. I'll put a link to that video in the description, as well as their channel links. So, the Morgan dollar. Probably one of, if not the most collected American silver coin. First minted in 1878 until 1904, and then again for a little while in 1921. First minted at the Philadelphia Mint, but then over the years was also minted at the New Orleans, San Francisco, Carson City and Denver mints as well. Now, for the design, the US Mint commissioned English designer George T. Morgan, who was at the time an assistant engraver at the US Mint, to come up with a design for a new silver coin. So he set to work and came up with what we have here. The obverse depicts a portrait of Lady Liberty, wearing a cap with the word Liberty inscribed in the headband. Around her, the engraving E pluribus unum, which translate to out of many one. We have 13 stars representing the 13 original colonies, and the date at the bottom. And if we look closely, right below Lady Liberty's neck, you see a tiny M. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus right about there. Tiny little M, the initial for Morgan. Now, coin flips vertically, and on the reverse we have an American eagle with its wings outstretched. In its talons we have an olive branch for peace and arrows for war. Above the eagle, in God we trust. Around the coin, United States of America. At the bottom, the denomination $1. We have a laurel wreath, and below it, the mint mark, in this case an S for San Francisco Mint. The coins are made up of 90% silver and 10% copper. They weigh 26.73 grams, have a diameter of 38.1 millimeters, and a thickness of 2.4 millimeters. Now, this particular Morgan dollar happens to be the very first Morgan I bought. Only problem is, it's fake. Now, I found this in an antique shop. I've told the story once or twice before, so I won't go into too much detail, but basically I bought it for what I thought was a good price, but then having done a bit more research, I was very, very new, so I really didn't know what I was buying, and I was still looking into things. It turns out, for what it was, an 1888 S Morgan dollar, either I'd gotten a bargain or something wasn't quite right. So when I tested it, it turned out to be fake. I took it back to the shop and got a refund and managed to keep the coin as a bit of a souvenir. But I absolutely fell in love with the design, and I'd seen videos of it on YouTube and people talking about it, and I just wanted to get a real one. So the first chance I got, I picked one up. And with the majority of coins in my collection, because I like variety, my general strategy is to pick up one of each. So all the other countries' silver coinage that are in the chest, I tend to pick up just one of each. But with the Morgans, one turned into two, into three, and before I knew it, I now have 17. And they're not just 17 random Morgans, they're actually a date run. Now, it's not complete, I'm still working on it, but I am picking up the dates that I need to fill the gaps in the collection to make a complete run. So let's see how we're getting on. So here they are, all laid out. Let's go through them. I've used these little €1 coins to fill in the gaps where I'm missing coins in the collection. But let's start from the beginning. The very first one, 1878. Such a beautiful design. Now, from what I understand, the very first one was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, all coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark at the bottom. That's why there isn't one here. Now, originally, the eagle was designed with 8 tail feathers, but from what I've read, either it upset someone or they looked into it and the American eagle only has 7 tail feathers. I'm not 100% sure what the actual reasoning was, but then they remade them with 7 tail feathers. Now this one is a 7 tail feather eagle. So the very first ones made were the 8 tail feather eagles, but then there's also a variety where they stamped the 7 tail feathers over the 8 tail feathers, creating one of the other varieties that collectors try and pick up. So there's a whole other side to collecting Morgans other than just the dates. Some people, like myself for example, I'm just doing a plain date run. I'm not fussed about mint marks or errors or varieties. I just want one from each year, and I try to pick them up in as good a condition as I can find for a reasonable price. But there are collectors who specifically seek out the lower mintage coins from the rarer mints. Now, speaking of mints, during the life of the Morgan dollar, they started out in the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark, but then they were subsequently minted at the other mints, and we have New Orleans represented by an O mint mark. We have San Francisco with an S mint mark, Carson City with a CC, and Denver with a D. So that's the 1878. And we have an 1879, and this one is the San Francisco with the S mint mark. Again, I'm not deliberately seeking out any particular mint, it's just what I find when I find them. Then we have 1880, this one with an O mint mark. Now 1881, 1882 missing. Then we have 1883, bit of toning around the edges, a couple of marks, but this is also a New Orleans coin with the O mint mark. And 1884. Now this is actually in fantastic condition, but it has this, personally I really like it, this gorgeous dark toning on it. And this is also in New Orleans. Absolutely love the color on this one. 1885 is missing. Then we have 1886, no mint mark, so Philadelphia. 1887, again no mint mark, Philadelphia. 1888, no mint mark. 1889, Philadelphia. 1890, this is a New Orleans O. 1891. You see, they're not all in the very best condition. This one has some wear, you can see around the hairline here, but again, it's just what I can find. This one, no mint mark, so Philadelphia. Quite a bit of wear on the eagle there. Now, if at some time in the future I find a better one and I can replace it, then I might do that, but for the time being I'm just happy having the collection filled in there. So then we go 1892, 93, 94, 95, all missing. 1896, again some toning around the edges, but generally in really nice condition. Same on the reverse, no mint mark, so Philadelphia. 1897 is missing. 1898, Philadelphia. 1899, and also kind of worn, also with an O mint mark for New Orleans. Then we have 1900, again with an O. 1901. This is probably the most worn in the collection, and as I said, for the time being this will do, but if I find a better one I might just replace it later on. Also an O. A lot of New Orleans coins and a few Philadelphias. I think only one San Francisco, but again, not fussed about that. And we have 1902, 1903, 1904 all missing. Now in 1904 they took a break from making them, and that's because in 1893 Congress repealed the Sherman Act, which required all the mints to use up all of the silver that they have left, and supplies ran out in 1904, at which point they stopped making the Morgan dollars. Then in 1921 the mint resumed production of the silver dollar, but the new design, which was going to be the peace dollar, wasn't ready initially, so they revived the Morgan dollar for a short run. In 1921, now this, even though it's the last year, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the most common year, this might be my favorite in the collection. Maybe closely followed by that toned 1884, but this one, I'll take the capsule off so we can have a better look at it. I won't take it out, but the colors on this one, it has these lovely golden brown colors, but then in certain lights, see around here, it has these beautiful blues and purples. It's just absolutely stunning. Easily my favorite one. Gorgeous, gorgeous coin. So 1921, vertically, and no mint mark. See there, those blues. I don't know if the camera's picking them up properly, but just absolutely gorgeous. Sorry, I get carried away. So that's the 1921, when the Morgan dollar finally ceased production and was replaced by the peace dollar. Also a lovely design. Personally, I think the Morgan still takes it. So that's my collection. From start to finish, the date run consists of 28 coins. I have 17, so just 11 to go. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up a few here and there and gradually complete the date run. I'll be sure to make future videos to update on my progress on it. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. I know this was a bit of a long one, so if you stuck around, thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out the Snack Collector and the McDonald Bullion. Thanks again to them for inspiring me to make this particular video. It's always fun to pull these coins out and research them a bit more and showcase them for all you guys. And that's part of what I love about coins. Doing the research, you learn more than just what the coins are worth in a numismatic sense, or the silver content, or things like that. There's just so much history attached. I mean, the Morgan dollar, for example, was minted right in the middle of the era of the Wild West. So these were used by cowboys and outlaws when they'd go into town and rock up to a saloon and drink and gamble and probably throw these around. This is what they would spend. On the flip side, these were among the coins that outlaws like Jesse James and his gang would steal during their hold-ups. It's just, to think that these were around in those days, it just makes them that much cooler, in my opinion. And that's the other thing I love about coins in general, not just the Morgans, but coins in general. Anyway, with that, feel free to let me know what you guys collect. What are your favorite coins? So let me know what you think. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel. Until next time, I'm CY Sterling. You've been great. Take care.